Alright, so here is the film review. Teacher wants to do it on Wednesday because he can't make Mondays. I can't make Wednesdays, so I'm just gonna record it like the Aggie Classic one, do the drawing thing again, and hopefully y'all, that's good enough. And your vets can explain some of the concepts that if you can't quite understand them with me not there. So I'm gonna do the drone footage because it's easier to see the whole field and like y'all's movements and what you should be looking at versus the camera footage because they're a little too zoomed in a lot of times. But the last couple points aren't recorded on this one because you ran out of battery, so I will switch over to the live stream for those points. All right, let's get started. I'm actually just gonna mute the game because they have commentary, but y'all don't really need to hear it. It's easier if you can just listen to me. Okay, so first off, 32 look. I like this setup. We're just like hard backing here because we know that Sam wants to go deep and he's too silly to just not take the free under. And I don't really think PJ wants to throw it to this guy specifically. I'm not sure what Royce is doing activating so early. Okay, this is a switch call that y'all are trying to do here. It's totally fine to do this because I don't mind 2G on PJ, but it's got to be communicated way earlier. This is how defenses fall apart. Where our defensive setup right now is super good because Sam still doesn't want to take the under. Musa is pulling his person to break side. There's supposed to be a mark here. And all these three people are set up really well, where Dash is taking away, two deep helps, and they can't really go under because Ian's right here. But we give off a free one for no reason. It's okay. There's a call. And we're back in. Really good defense from Ian at the one here. Right here. Holy cow. You can see he just stays in front the whole time. And he's guarding a handler or one of their like better throwers. So this guy doesn't want to throw it deep. Also, this guy is not a handler, so he doesn't want to throw it deep. This guy doesn't want to cut deep, he doesn't want to throw it deep. So just like hard fronting him is really good here. Tucci does a great job playing defense. Does too much here when he turns around because I'm not sure what turning around does for you here because your guy's so far around he's not going to like throw this here. It'd be better just to stay tight, but because he looks upfield and then they fuck it up, I don't know why he's upset. He fucked that up because Tucci did great defense and then he did bad defense. Okay. So you choose to set up here. I don't hate it. Okay, so we should be cutting from the one here because it's a end zone set. I want to say I think this is too late. This cut from Andrew. Tucci has it completely ready to throw before you move. It's just too late. So at this point you should like already be in like this space. Just because a lot of times with the one it's so obvious and you have one of their better defenders, PJ, that the likelihood that you get open is pretty low. It's better to give Musa a chance because this guy is like more inactive as a defender because he's waiting for Andrew to go. If Andrew goes early and then clears out, Musa can come in quicker than expected and potentially get open for a score. Okay, this fake is really good. If this is ever you, and this person goes flying like this, like he is literally backpedaling, your instinct should not be to stare downfield. It should be to swing and run away from him because he can't keep up with you. You can go anywhere you want. So, like obviously the obvious one is to swing to dash here and then strike this way. But in end zone sets, it's really good to even do this where you can strike here and then as dash catches it, you can 7 back and then Dash can throw this throw into this space. Instead, we just look downfield for no reason when there is literally no one moving yet. Like, you have an advantage and you are looking at something where there is no one moving. It's fine to do this, what Tucci's doing, if like Musa is here, you know, in this space, because then Musa knows that he can 7 like this on his cut, because Tucci can throw this inside like super easily, but he's not moving. So what are we looking at here? Also, this scuba look, sure, I guess. I'll just leave it at that. It's fine. He's super open, so you can throw a scuba here. I feel like you could have just thrown a flicker backhand and broke the mark, but whatever. Y'all get kind of bailed out. Just so y'all know ahead of time, I've already watched this a couple times. And yeah, Tucci's gonna get roasted for like the next 2 hours. So I'm not trying to like be mean to Tucci, but I don't think he played good, and he knows he didn't play good. So a lot of it is gonna be about him because he was on the field for almost every point. Okay, so we're flat marking again because that's what I told Andrew to do. And this is what I was talking about, where you can see here, it's like they're putting, so in our, if we want to remember, like defensive strategy for, we didn't really go into the previous game with the defensive strategy at T-State, but here the idea was to make sure we were hard around whenever it wasn't in PJ's hands, and we were going to flat mark PJ or flat mark the first couple throws to stop pull plays, and we were going to switch Soren onto Sam because Sam scored like 6 times in the T-State game off pull plays and just like deep pucks because we're too small. Soren is a much smarter defender than most of y'all. That's not like a dig really, but Soren is a good defender. And here it's like Sam or Soren should know that like they're never gonna put Sam at the 2 or the 3 because he's one of their better cutters. He's one of their like, you know, threats on that offense. So if he's here, it has to be a play, which he reads really well. I did scream at him. I don't know if he heard me, but like, this is so obviously, y'all should be able to tell me what this is. It's a zipper. So like 5, 4 comes down, and then Sam is entering the 3 space, and he's just gonna take off. And this is what I was talking about, where like I was making fun of Henry, where when we did set plays, he was just shooting it every time to the play. It's like, bro, Sam is not open here. PJ is just throwing it because he thinks it's their best offense, is to just boost it to Sam and pray. But it's like Soren recognizes the play and does not fall asleep at the 3. And it's like he has great position here, and this throw is not even, you know, the full distance. So it's like if PJ managed to throw it out here, honestly, if he can throw it anywhere here, which is harder, and it's a harder read, but it is an easier, it's easier to get open. It's like, it's a great throw, and you can get away with Soren playing good defense still, but Soren is here, and he throws it short and to the 4 side, so it's like, this is why you have to be really careful with set plays, to where you can't, obviously Sam is the look, but you can't just like lock in on that and just like, well, I'm supposed to throw it, because you'll have smart defenses that recognize that this is coming. Because instead, what he could have done is hit Stippy, because he's open on 4 side. This is a free throw. Like, he is super open here. And this is what I'm talking about, where it's supposed to generate multiple looks at the same time, and you've got to be able to pick the right one, and he does not pick the right one here. But this is good defense by Soren. It rolls forever. Okay. So another big issue that I took away from that I thought y'all had, where both teams played good defense, But both teams played really bad offense from the game, I thought. And it is... I'm not going to go into why Trinity played bad offense, unless it like comes up naturally. But y'all really struggled from cutting from the 5, and it's because y'all just run in a straight line, and there's no move, there's no fake, and also y'all just like give up on your cuts a lot of time whenever you think you're not going to get open, and it just like stagnates the whole offense. In addition to that, y'all also don't throw it deep very often, and the power of running cuts from the 5 is that it opens up deep space all the time. So it's like you're trying to, this is super, there's no one here. But because y'all don't throw it deep and can't throw it deep, like, bro, Soren's not putting that. He's not putting it out here. It just makes y'all's offense super obvious because you can't go anywhere but this lane. Like you can't go to this lane because this throw is too hard. So everyone on Trinity just knows that your guy has to run into this space. So I'm not necessarily saying y'all need to swap offenses to like vert from the front or host stack or whatever, but this is why we introduce pool plays, because y'all just cannot function in like on the pickup currently with your cutting skill. So you're gonna see that a lot, where it's like, what is this cut from Musa? He goes and like he kind of maybe has a step, but then he bails out of it without even finishing the cut. So now there's nothing, and then we have the leg reset. Also, it's too late. It's tapped in before you move. Can we please stop doing this? Go early. Even if you don't think you can get it, just go early. You can just run deep here in a straight line, and then that opens up more space for James to make a move. Because his guy is waiting a couple seconds for you to move because he's expecting the 5 to go. If you just get out of the way and let him go, then it works better. So like talk to each other whenever you're setting up or whatever you need to do, because this is terrible already. This is a great fill from Isaac. I don't know why it doesn't get thrown. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about with where like Musa cuts too late. It's like Soren got one downfield look and then he has to like reset, and then he doesn't even have time to hit the fill because the first cut takes so long. I don't even think Soren was like looking downfield too much here. But yeah, like this is just, it can't happen, I guess this is a bailout or something. Oh, this was a stall. So yeah. I don't mind the idea, but yeah, it's gotta get thrown to Isaac. Stall. Okay. Yeah, so we're flick marking because they're on the end zone. There's no reason to flat mark. And Musa kind of gets cooked. You're kind of just like disc watching too much, where you can see here he's looking at the disc, he's still looking at the disc, he's still looking at the disc. His guy can kind of just go wherever you want. I know it's hard in zone because there's no reaction time of like when the throw goes off versus when they catch it, which you kind of have to trust your teammates a little bit and play a little more honest. Even if you're not looking, if you're just like in a great spot, defenders aren't gonna, or the person with the disc doesn't want to just like throw it over your shoulder and like pray that you don't swat at it. So you just, that is a bad point. All right, O-line time. Okay, so I'm not sure what the cutting sequence is here, where we got, I think this is Colby and Willie, where they're both moving. I don't know, there's some play that y'all have that I don't know about, but y'all are just like, I don't know, y'all don't like actually set up a stack. So it's like James ends up at the 5 by the time the disc is getting ready to get thrown, but he doesn't cut. And again, it's like James, I think you're a really good cutter, but it's like you're only going to get away with this cut so many times where you just run faster than this guy. And because he's not positioning his hips very well and he doesn't want to take the contact, he just lets you blow by him. Or he, yeah, lets you blow by him. But also Tucci, it's like, dude, he's fucking open. Can we please just throw this the moment you see that he's open? Why do we have to lose an extra like 5 yards every time that you throw the disc? This is a great throw from James. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like, this is the type of shit that like opens up y'all's offense. Where I talked about earlier, it's like if Tucci and Isaac and people like that aren't going to throw this, then you can't run vert from the back because it's just it's too formulaic. So shit like this is like throws that have to go off. And it opens up so much where this is like y'all's best offensive possession the whole game, where this is like a perfect waterfall. So, you know, under, continue cut, it's great. Continue cut is great. And continue cut. Like, this is just like standard vert, and you'll do a great job here. But this never happens again. Also, I love seeing y'all rush the field. I just want to say, I know we made like a big emphasis on rushing the field and like being spirited and like, you know, screaming on the sidelines, because it's like one game. Y'all can do this every game. You can do this a whole weekend, and that is how like you make this team competitive and fun at the same time, is by doing shit like this all the time, with or without Ben being there. Okay, another D-line point. So Andrew gets down, flat marking. Looks like they're in a 32. Yeah, looks like 32. I don't care about this cut, honestly. It's fine. What I do care about is, let's see. Tucci gets caught sleeping a little bit. But like James is like, bro, I know you can run faster than this. Ain't no way this dude just blows by you for like 10 yards. We get really lucky and bailed out. That's not good defense. Okay, try number 2. So this is what I talked to Dash about, and this is just general like reset cutting philosophy. It's not just applicable to Dash, but Dash really likes to make multiple moves in the cutter space. So you'll see certain people, like imagine if this is James. What James is going to do here is if he sees Tucci look at him, he's just going to run in a straight line as fast as he possibly can because he's faster than other people. He doesn't need to make a move. Dash, on the other hand, you can watch him. He likes to shimmy back and forth, give shoulder fakes, things like that. And this is fine, but you need to make sure that you're doing it early. That way there's enough time for this fill to come in. And also, you kind of have to mix it up throughout the game. So Dash ended up with this Will Hamilton matchup multiple times. And as the game goes on, this gets harder and harder for Dash to get open on because Will just stops biting because he keeps doing the same move. He gets him here, though. Hold on just a second. Okay, so this sequence is going to be something that you're going to see a lot where we are on this sideline, specifically this one, the one that I'm always on, and we just get stuck here. So this throw goes off. Bro, Musa, where the fuck are you going? Like, you are out of bounds here, and then you decide to go behind the handlers. I have no idea what the intent, like the idea is here. Obviously, this is a bad spot to be in, and I don't like hate that you ended up here because you are open here. It's just at the same time as Tucci. Technically, you shouldn't be cutting because you should look to see that Tucci is looking at Dash, and you should not crowd this space. But when you see this, it has got to be like a turn and run straight down this line because you are taking up the entire lane by being here. And whenever you decide to loop around like this, you are now in this space. which means that this person can guard 2 people once Tucci pushes up. And this guy can literally just stand here if he was smart. And then y'all are super fucked. He doesn't really do that because he's not smart. But we still end up in this bad spot where we have to reset immediately because Musa was there. Okay. Do we see the strike go off? Andrew, you just need to be more aggressive, where PJ is not quite ready to run with you because he's like looking a little bit. You can just take off in a straight line. Don't shrink the lane, don't cut here. Just go straight. And it opens up the field for people like Ian, if you wanted to come here. But you kind of like are waiting to see if Tucci will throw it first. Just take off. And like you're never running full speed here. See, like you're kind of jogging. And I see like you go into it, but just immediately just send it. I don't know why we don't throw this. This is what I mean, where y'all kind of have to throw it deep sometimes for people to respect it. Bro, this is an easy throw. Musa has multiple steps and position. The guy is on the wrong side of him. You can tell he's on the wrong side because all these white defenders are on this side. He's on the left. Why we wouldn't throw this, I don't know. Especially when y'all's offense is so ass. So this shit has like, that's gotta go. Like that's gotta get thrown. So you fake it, and this is fine. This is like appropriate response if you don't throw it. Is you swing and strike. Dash, I do like this throw, like conceptually, but realistically, if Ian, I like this fake most importantly. So it's like he catches it here, and he immediately gives this big fake, which causes this person to have to go really far around because he's afraid of this. If Ian is where his defender is, then I think throwing this backhand into this space is fine, but he's a little too far to where this throw, you kind of have to like oyo it, and that's a difficult throw, to where I'd rather you just try and give go with Tucci, where you can hit him here and you can run this way because your guy's momentum is going this way. That makes sense. To where I know we just went this way, but as soon as this is like swing striking 101, where Tucci gives it off the sideline, your guy has to seal, you can give it back and then you can force the roll. And if they don't roll, it's free yards. Instead, we force a hard throw and he gets D'd. Bad defense. This is the danger. You can see Soren here. Sorry. It's like, this is a layout, and Soren gets it for sure. But what happens here is when you commit to a layout, but you don't lay out, you get blown by, where Soren is running in the opposite direction. And it's like, it is such a bad spot because Sam is not a good thrower. So like if we have a mark here, we're in a really good spot where he has to like struggle to figure out how to get rid of the disc, but instead we get up immediately. Also, just notice here, it's like this is another situation where like Will is not a great thrower. He's the one that catches it here, and he looks for a continue, and he immediately looks to Royce. This is something that is way faster than what y'all are doing, and it gives Royce so much more time to work and get open. And look, even Royce looks early. But here, it's like, now we are in the check mark setup. You can see check, or check. Where this person's striking, PJ's going to fill, and if he doesn't get it, he's going to strike. And this is where the no rounds like really comes into effect because they don't want to throw the inside. So you can see, it's like, PJ's decently open here. You could throw this into space, you know, this throw. Or this throw. But he doesn't want to because that's not what Coach Josh tells him to do. So he doesn't, and then PJ thinks he's open, but then he runs too far, so he can't check anymore. Because if he checks, he's going to run straight into Andrew, right? And Andrew's just going to body him, and then it's going to take too long to get open. So he does the other thing that is possible. He goes here for this throw. The reason this is called a banana throw, because it's shaped like a banana. And the reason we don't throw this one very often is because it's a harder throw. It's kind of hard to tell how far you need to throw this, even though there's a lot of space. But it's really easy. It's a really slow throw. And it's really easy for people like Ian to poach into this because they can see it coming. So what happens? He doesn't throw it too good. Instead of hitting, you have to like hit it directly even with you into this space, because if you throw it upfield, this person can run down, which is exactly what happens. But this is why we hold our marks, because even though they throw the throw like the correct throw that they should throw, he's not experienced in that throw clearly, to where he wants to throw it, so it ends up forcing a really hard throw that's a turn. Again, why the fuck are we not throwing this? Dude, he is so open. Like, please, you can just fucking air it out. Even if it doesn't score, it gives you fucking 40 yards. Like, it's so frustrating to watch this shit, because you'll struggle with offense so much right now. And when you'll have easy opportunities, you just don't take them. And Andrew's just like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do now? Okay, this is a great throw. This is almost a great continue by Ian, where he times it really well. But what did I say earlier? Don't do this, because now Dash can only throw it here. Honestly, it's more like this. Instead, run here, and then Dash can throw it anywhere in this space. You're just making it harder, because again, you have position, and Dash has no mark. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is like, Dash, I thought you played really good. It wasn't perfect, but you played good. And it was good to see you play with your actual hand. But it's like, this is great vision to recognize that Soren is open here. And this is what I'm talking about, why you just run straight deep. Because Dash can just put it anywhere in this space, as long as it's floating enough for someone to run onto it. And this is like one of y'all's easiest scores. He just rips it. And it's like, yeah, it's not on camera, who cares? But like, this is such an easy score. It's such an easy throw. This has to get thrown when it's there, if y'all are going to run vert from the back. Honestly, if you're going to run any offense, but especially vert from the back. This is a great pull. This is really lucky. I don't think this was to Sean's guy. It is very lucky. Alright. Looks like they're into 32. It's just kind of messy. I think these are the two. These are the handlers. There's the stack. And so when this throw gets caught to a cutter, not a handler, this has to switch, where we don't need to be, especially with Dash on top, you know, like if you're at the 2 here, you don't need to play over them, because if they run deep, Dash should take them. He's going to see them run by him, and he's going to take them. So you should be here or out here even, and like force this like hammer throw, which no one's going to throw. But instead we just give up a free under for no reason, because we're not like paying attention. Like, he's literally backpedaling whenever he runs by. That means you're literally just asleep. Good defense from Isaac in the backfield. I like this cut from Sam, actually. Alright, it's a lot of pressure. Again, I don't know how I feel about James just getting cooked by this fucking Trinity kid, there's just no way he's faster than you. So you just need to work a little harder, I think. I think y'all got kind of lucky this game. I know this is a foul call and it goes back, but there are so many of their drops are like near the end zone where they should have scored. This game should not have been this close and should have been closer at the same time, where it's like y'all should have played better and it would have not been close, and y'all ran actual offense and it should have been closer because they dropped so much shit in the end zone. It's fine. It's also fine. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a great D. And this is why you have to run through. Because he's literally standing still. And this is like, it's a great D, but it's also an easy D. Also a great pop off, Henry. James, I do owe you $5 for that. If you ever go to practice. And you're definitely not at film review, so you're not going to hear this, so maybe I won't give you $5. Alright, again, like, bro, look at this stack. Looky. Yeah, we should throw it to Musa here. He's open. But I understand we're already looking at dash, which I'm not okay with. I'm always fine with looking at the handler off the sideline to start. But Musa's got to recognize that and not cut then. Because now that he's taking up the lane. See, this is a great fill, though. So Musa realizes that he's at the 1 now, and Sam is doing whatever the fuck Sam is doing. So he just runs down. And this is a great throw from Isaac. I like this motion from Ian here, this cutting motion. So you can see right before I paused it, Stippy, this guy, he looks to see that this throw has happened. So Ian doesn't just get this for free. He can't just like run away and the guy's gonna give him like some space because he's like, oh, he's on break side. Stippy knows that this throw can happen. What it needs to be though is just like a little bit. I do want to continue to come from the 1 here, I guess. I don't know. I'm like Truckford pilled. I guess it's not from the 1, and it should be James, and he should do this, but he's pretty sure he doesn't. But if Ian were to take it, it's like the best thing you can do here is take like 3 hard steps and then cut back, because it is like super easy. Or you can even just give a shimmy, where it's just like this. Because Stippy is expecting this throw to happen now because he saw it. Normally, if your defender doesn't see it, you would just run this way and they would hit you here. But because he knows, he's gonna play for the break. So you just set him really quickly. Instead, you kind of like, there's just like not a lot of explosiveness here. It's not like I don't know. It's not great. It's a good. I really like this throw from Musa to Isaac. This is a great fill. And this is like the right idea, I think. I do think we want to throw this, but it's just got to be OI. Instead, we kind of throw it straight, and Sam is able to catch up. Yeah. It's the right idea, but bad execution. It is a great point in switch. You can see here Musa right now is pointing. See? And he's telling Dash, hey, Sam is running deep. I need you to switch. Which is a great call because we all know that Sam can only get deep because he doesn't want to throw it. So, yeah, he peels off. And then it forces PJ to swing it because the look that he was looking at is now gone. And Moose's defender now, which is this guy, isn't taking advantage of it. He should just be running here, but he's not. Just a general note on any time that you get poached, you should just run anywhere that is open. It doesn't matter where. Like, just do not run to wherever the defender is. Do not let them catch up to you. Just like run somewhere. Like, it can be here, 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 here. Like, just please don't ever do this. That happens in one of the Trinity players does that late in the game, and it kills me. This is one of those throws where it's like, this is fine. I think this is decent defense from Isaac and Sean. This is kind of what we're giving up by running flat for a little while on like a strong thrower. See, we get them into a really nice spot here where they have a weaker thrower on the sideline, and their strongest throwers don't have the disc. So this is like kind of the point of the defensive strategy that we were going with. So this is a fine position. What is not fine is Sean is flat here, and then so like we didn't ever run backhands unless specifically called. We've never done that. We have run flat and flick. So flick marking here looks exactly like a flat mark, because if you go flick here, you know, like if you go like a flick mark, well, you're not taking anything away. You know, this space is open. So you can just go here and then force this throw, which is fine. Instead, what Sean does is like Andrew sees the mark. So he's looking right now. He sees that he's flat. And then he does the right thing and forces his guy. So yeah, when he doubles back, he doesn't give it. Oops. Andrew does the right defensive thing here. Whenever he doubles back, he takes away the fill because we want to force them upfield in a flat mark. But now Sean is backhands for some reason, and he gives up this strike throw that Andrew is playing great defense on. And like, that is not on Andrew, that is on Sean. This is what I'm talking about, where like the mark, the small things like doing the mark properly is so important, because like this is a great defense and they don't really have a great look if this doesn't go off. And now we just like lose out on our really high quality defensive possession. It's a great catch. It's almost really good defense from Isaac here, but you can see his like hips are facing this way, and like he needs to stay this kind of way, because the real threat here is this. Like if this throw goes off, it's Andrew's fault, but this one is the one that Isaac needs to take away, and he kind of overcommits and does too much to where he gets spun, and there's a lane for PJ to run onto it. See, like now we're flick marking, so we were never backhands, so that means those, like that mark is really bad. This is bad. Sorry, Andrew, but like I don't know, if this was like Sam, this is fine because you're pinning him on the sideline and like you're kind of taking the lane away, so like he has to give it to him. But this is their like second best handler, so like this not good. I do like that you like preemptively roll. I swear to God, if I ever see y'all cut like the one that this guy that Sean is guarding here, like bro, he just runs into point blank range of the thrower. Bro, nobody wants to fucking throw that. And now it's the same thing like where Musa ran out of bounds. It's like this guy is like stuck in no man's land, where it's like Royce really doesn't want to throw it to him. It makes it really hard. Again, this is a good mark. They throw the inside, but this is like one of like 7 that they complete in the whole game. But also like, if you're at the 1, why the fuck are we backing? Why, Musa, why are you behind him at the 1? He's not gonna go here. There is nowhere to go. Like, Ian is already in the end zone. If any throw like this happens, Ian like doesn't even need to see it right away, and he has time to get there. This makes no sense. You have to be underneath them because they're always gonna fill. If you're ever at the 1, especially near the end zone, and like they're doing a reset situation, they're always gonna fill. And when you like, dude, what the fuck is this? It doesn't matter like Royce that this is a good throw. Like Royce could throw a bad throw and it's still gonna get caught because there's just no defense. Again, another instance where they don't want to throw the inside. It's like he's open here, and he's open here, but like Royce is just like, I don't want to throw that. Because they're not taught to throw that probably. Okay, you'd see here, Isaac's pointing this way. He wants a roll, so he wants Musa to come here and mark, and then Isaac's gonna drop down and take this guy. But Musa doesn't go to practice, and he doesn't go to film review, and he doesn't pay attention. So this is your fault, because there's no chance that Musa ever rolls here, and you should know that. And what happens? He doesn't roll, and then we give up this great defensive position, and we give the disc back to their best thrower near the end zone. And this is not Andrew's fault, because he's positioned correctly. This is fine. See, this is a good rolling. This is a great sequence. You can watch it again. It's like swing, strike. Yep, force him backwards. Roll again. Here, this can get thrown, but he doesn't. But like, this is a really good sequence. Sean, why do you look so fucking dumb? Why are you just laying there like that? Get up. But good D, I think. I don't even know if you touched it. But it turns a turn, you know? Alright. This point's gonna kill me too. Again, like, this cut is so late. But this guy doesn't know how to play defense, so he just lets you run by him. I don't care about the drop really, but like the cut is bad. It's fine. Yeah. This is what I mean. You'll see this happens a couple times later where like the better players, and by that I mean like the handlers, get like, the longer the point goes, the more stressed they get that they have to do more. So it's like, you can look at this sequence here. It's like Royce to just strike. He has a free lane to go in here. If this person can throw this, they can, then it's great. And it sets them up for a really nice continue into the end zone. And he can't go here because PJ is here. But because they're struggling, both of them are going to try and hero ball this. And it's like, dude, Isaac is in great defensive position here. Royce is realistically never going to get this disc. And they just like jam it. This should never happen. You should never have both resets in the same spot, because it makes it so hard to throw to either of them. I don't know, y'all haven't played that much with me, but like there are times where I have disc and people are cutting and they're both open, but they both run to the same spot and I don't throw it and I just yell same spot. And like, if you ever, like, you're in the same spot, if you ever hear that, you should feel bad, because one of you fucked it up, if not both of you. But here it's like, yeah, this dude is just fucking trapped and he's in a shit position and he has to like force this because they're fucking crowding him and he can't do anything. So it's really good defense, it's really fucking terrible offense. But don't worry, y'all do it too. It'll happen later. Okay, tap in, no cut. Like, I cannot express how frustrating this shit is to watch, I swear to God. And then we cut, and it's like, oh, okay, well, they poach, which is great, right? So then that means Andrew can, like, do this. Well, it's too fucking late, because it took 4 seconds for this first cut to happen. So then it's like, yeah, Andrew doesn't really have anywhere to go, because he tries to run away from the poach, which is correct. Realistically, I'd like him to just take this angle, but it's like, then Isaac goes into that angle. Yeah. It's just like, this is a great reset cut. I don't know why, you know, people always fall for this fucking hand fake where you just like point and then take one step. Like, this shit pisses me off. This is like the flick classic, but whatever. What is this? Does this look like verse stack to y'all? Y'all are literally 1 yard from each other. And then you have 2 people on the sides. What the fuck is this, man? I'm sorry I'm being so negative, but like, it's really frustrating for y'all to watch y'all play really great defense, and then for y'all to just throw like all offensive fundamentals like out the window, where it's like, I'm pretty sure y'all are better than this. And this is what I mean by y'all should have won by a lot, because I think y'all are so much more talented than Trinity. And the only argument that they could have for like a chance of winning that game is that they have more chemistry because they practice together a little bit more than y'all. But it's like, this is terrible, y'all. And like, honestly, like, Isaac, if I see this shit, bro, I am not looking downfield. The only option here is this throw. And Andrew's not going to cut for that because he's a defensive boy and not an offensive boy. He doesn't want to score. So it's like, here I would just play 2-man game with Dash because this fraud is not keeping up. Instead, we look downfield. This is a great reset. This is a great fake. Again, this is the perfect time to swing and strike. This is what I mean by 2-man game. It's like force this flow chart over and over again, where this happens, which means this fake gets threatened. If he seals like this, he's going this direction. You can go counter his movement and run this way. But we, like, unless you're gonna throw this, which if you can, go for it, I guess. I think it's fine. But like, are we throwing that? I don't know. But it's like, it makes it really hard whenever y'all play like this, where it's really slow. It's like, Andrew is open, right? If I'm Andrew here, I'm gonna keep going until I get a pump fake, because I'm fucking open. Like, this space is empty. This guy is not playing defense. It's like, you don't have a choice but to keep going, because if he decided to do this and then Dash throws it here, it's like, why'd you turn around? You know, you were open. But instead, there's no, like, the pump fake is kind of late. And as soon as he sees it, he turns around. But at this point, he's really far away from the middle, and the opportunity of the 7 is not, like, isn't possible anymore, because this dude is still just sitting here. Like, Andrew can't just do this. You know, there's pretty much no way that should ever work. So instead, like, yeah, do this sequence earlier. Because now when you do it, like, by the time you, like, he's completely flat-footed. Like, he's completely set. Like, he's actually marking you, whereas a couple seconds ago he wasn't. Right here, like, you have so much space to just blow by him. If you decide, like, that you don't want to throw this. Instead, we get into this, like, clusterfuck again. This is a bad cut from Sean. You have a decent angle here. You're open once Musa gets out of the way, but you, like, curve it. And whenever you curve it, that means your defender can get the inside lane. And then it makes it hard to throw to you. Also, it's harder. I mean, surely y'all know this, but, like, if someone is just running a straight line at you, it's like, I just have to hit this, like, this square. Somewhere, like, in their general vicinity. Whenever you curve, it's like, you kind of have to, like, figure out where they're going to catch it. Like, you have to time your speed, like, the speed of your throw. Whereas, like, you know, if you just run a straight line, it doesn't matter if I throw it to you, like, 5 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour. It's like, as long as it's in the right spot, it's going to hit you because you're in front of the guy. When you curve like this, I have to, like, both hit you perfectly in speed and, you know, in your actual, like, catching radius. So this throw is never getting thrown. So again, this is the same situation where if we're throwing that, that's fine. If not, we can go like this, and we can do it forever and ever until y'all gain yards. Like, y'all are going to be better than your average college kids, so, like, just play 2-man and work it up. I do like this cut from Ian, though. But it's like, again, this is one of those things where it's like, people aren't going to respect this cut until it goes off, whether it's, you know, the inside or the around. Like, until y'all actually throw this and punish them for not playing real defense. Like, he's not guarding Ian right now. He's guarding this space. You know what I mean? But until this gets hit, it's like Ian doesn't have a choice but to turn around, and then he's able to get run through. Where it's like, yeah, could Ian like run onto it a little more? Sure. But like, it could also be a better throw, like, you know, out to this space. But it's just like, you're never going to get people to like really bite for this cut where they're actually going to follow you, and then you can change directions like this until this throw gets thrown. So just something to think about. Either figure out how to throw it, or I don't know, figure out how to throw it. I have no idea what that is. That's a gift. Okay. Well, Isaac, I both like love and hate this throw. I'm seeing what you're seeing, and that these 5 people, maybe even 6, if you want to count Dash, don't know how to play offense right now. And the offense is shit. And they're doing the right thing on Trinity, and they're stacking the force side because y'all are not throwing break side throws. So what Isaac does is he just lofts a fucking hammer into this space, and he's like, God help me. And the throw is really good, and I'm just like concerned at like the target here, where it's like I feel more comfortable if this is like Andrew or Ian or maybe even Sean, but I just don't think that like James is ever. Honestly, what I'd like to see here, I don't think you did this from the speed in which you picked it up and just yeeted it. But if you just scream like James, like, I don't know if this guy knows who this guy's name is, and you just like, he's gonna look at you and see this immediately. But this is a great throw. I wouldn't say I'd want that like as a tool in our offensive playbook, because it shouldn't come to that. But if it's this bad, I don't hate it. Also, it's a bad cut, and by that I mean there's no cut, and that he's picked up the disc and James has not moved again. I need y'all to like recognize this at some points, like Ian, Andrew, Sean. Like, bro, if he is always at the 5, or Musa is always at the 5, and they just don't cut, then you need to fucking move them somewhere else. Take the 5, because this happens all game. Like I said, great throw. It's a tough drop. It's a decent idea. And you can see how fucking tilted PJ is. Bro, look at this shit. It's so funny. He's actually so upset. Bro is not ready for the Andrew matchup. Okay, there's some kind of pick call. There's a timeout. And this is like, there's a stall out. And I can probably tell you why there's a stall. Because, bro, look how far away his reset is. It's like, Royce strikes here, and this guy is so far away. I think this is where, yeah. Anyway, it's a stall. He misses it. It's not that important. And, like, again, we are in such great position here. But we get bailed out again by this like lucky throw, where it's like, I like the idea of this throw to Dash or to whoever, but like, we don't like really deserve to catch this. You know, it's a bailout, so like, it does not give points for good offense, if that makes sense. Pretty sure he was in, but they rule it out. And like, yeah, this is why you can't just sit underneath your person in like end zone. You need to be like this, and trust that your mark is gonna do their job, because he just fucking floats around his shoulder, and like, that's too easy. Nice score though, Dash. Okay, let's see. Another 32 look. They do this one a lot. It's because it's good. I wish my team could run it, but apparently they can't because their captain doesn't watch my film review that I made specifically for him and O-line. No shade though, I don't know who that could be. Okay, this is like the rookie point. I like this defensive intensity from the stack here. Y'all are all like playing really physical and really close to your guy, and that's cool. But remember you can play over to like help deep. Your guy's unlikely to move, so bulldogging him like this where you're just fucking staring into his eyes all romantically is cool, and I'll never like fault you for that, but the next step of that is to play over him and help your teammates a little bit, because the idea is he's probably not going to move. And you can see he doesn't really move. He just kind of filters into the stack. Jose here. Again, I think you're playing like physical defense right here at the bottom. And it's good. Like I said, it's good to see physical defense. You just get blown by a little bit here, and that's okay. And that's not your fault. But here it's like you need to be aware of where you are, because you're playing the around too much here, and he just ends up smoking you because your hips aren't right. So we can go back. Your hips need to be angled this way. That way when he runs this way you can follow him, but you're kind of even, because I don't know if you're like actually thinking about it, but when you play like this, it's like challenge. You're gonna try and challenge this throw because you're ready to move vertically. If that makes sense. But this throw's not gonna happen because he's just gonna take it. Good players will recognize that your hips are incorrect, and they're just gonna take the option that attacks your hips. And Royce does that. He just strikes. Then see, you have to flip your hips. Nice around mark. That's good. See, like first here, you're quarter marking, which is bad. But as you can see, Jose follows Royce's feet, which is really good. It's a good mark, and it stops the around, which we already talked about earlier. He wants to throw and not the inside, because you can see there's an inside look. This inside look space is open, but he doesn't throw it. Again, this is a gift. I'll get bailed out, and lucky that he drops it near the end zone. Okay, I really like this cut from Tucci, honestly, and I really love this throw. It's a great punish to someone that is just like asleep at the wheel, where it's a nice step forward to pull his mark forward, and then he goes immediately into the arounds. This is like type of shit that I talk about all the time. And then I love that Tucci just looks to give it back to him, because Sam is dis-watching and he's not paying attention. So this is perfect. And it gives Soren so many options. He can throw here, he can throw here, he can throw out here if we wanted. It's really good. Let's see Pedro's cut. I mean, low-key, Soren can throw this. You just need to be a little more aggressive in your line. Like, you can see that you're already starting to turn a little bit, similar to the Sean cut that I pointed out earlier, and like nobody wants to throw that. See, I'm not throwing this. If you're running straight at me, I'm throwing it. So unless Soren gives you a pump fake, don't change your line, because you are open here. I guess he kind of does. I don't know why you don't throw that though. And now we get into this like really messy stack where Johnny cuts from like the something. Don't even know what it is, but I do like it. Instant bump, not bad. Okay, I think this is Wesley. This is a great cut where you can see Wesley's guy isn't like looking at him, so he just runs away. This is so good. Anytime, okay, I know I'm harping a lot about like vert snack integrity, where, bro, I just want to say, look at this. This is all rookies versus that one point that I pointed out earlier where y'all looked like this, and that was all vets. Y'all should feel fucking bad that fucking rookies have more spatial awareness than y'all do. But yeah, this is a great cut because. But what I was trying to say anyway is like if Wesley's at 3 here and his dude is just like chilling over here, bro, just run away from him. Like, you know, if your guy's not paying attention to you, there's a gray area where you can, you know, override the rules of typical frisbee and like take advantage of certain situations where, you know, if your guy's just not paying attention, you should run away from him. That's why I talked about like physical defense and touching your guy at the last film review, where I think Sean was asking about like fouling and like contact levels and stuff. If y'all remember that. Anyway, Soren turfs this. It's really funny, but it's whatever, man. It's the right decision, but I do want to say that if this cut weren't to happen, PJ is not playing great defense here, and like this throw is really easy, like something like this, so that Tucci can run onto, and then Soren can strike. It's another option. Because yeah, Tucci is just like upfield, because I assume he just like recognizes that PJ is just not playing defense. It's fine though. It's whatever. Okay, let's watch Jose again. So this is just one of those things where you're playing. I like these hips a lot, the way you're oriented, because you're oriented in a spot where you can follow him on this cut, and that is like the more common cut here. If he goes upfield, you have to turn a little bit, you know, like this. But your mark is flat because we're on flick side or the break side sideline. So this person can go flat Tucci because there's not that much of this to work with. So what that means is this throw is harder because Tucci can lean in and like disrupt this inside. Also, this throw is much harder than this throw. So they don't really want to throw this upfield one as much. So it's like try not to bite too much. Where, yeah, you see as soon as you commit your hips, you're in good spot, good spot, good spot, and then look, you're completely facing upfield right now. At that point, any good player is going to recognize that and counter, and then you're smoked. So try not to commit your hips so you get completely spun around. And then Royce does the thing that I talked about earlier, where it's like Jose has to seal, and right now he's momentum is carrying him this way, and he could easily swing and strike and force this roll onto Tucci. Which, you know, if Tucci doesn't roll, this strike is completely free into this space, or if he does roll, there's a time where Jose has to recover, and this throw is possible. You can see their stack is really far away, so it kind of has to be a two-man game. This is the kind of throw that I'm talking about, where swing, strike, and then counter. Where this is why it's so important to put a round mark on, because we can't allow this to happen. This is the type of shit that, like, at the end of the season, if you do this, I'd bench you. But, you know, it's like but we're not there yet, and no one's going to get benched for that. Again, this is just like I know I'm focusing on Jose a lot, but he's in like a really strong matchup, and he doesn't get much playtime in this game, so I kind of want to give him as much feedback as possible. And y'all can tell, as a handler, I focus on the handlers more than downfield. But it's like you're just kind of biting on everything, where he's just kind of running circles around you a little bit. Just try and stay a little more, shuffle a little more, and try not to, you know, force him in the direction that your hips are taking him. So like follow him here, and like, so he goes upfield. Again, you're like facing upfield completely, and then you recover, and then he can just turn around again. And like this throw is super free right now. So just try and play a little more controlled. Hunt less for the D. Like, you know, just play good defense. Don't try and like swallow every option. This is good defense from Tucci. Watch as he just takes a fucking shoulder. You can call a foul there, I'm pretty sure. Because that's a lot of contact. And like he does just like run straight into you. I think at higher levels they call you a pussy, but you know, not here. Foul called. Again, this is a good mark. They don't want to throw the inside. But again, this is the same thing as the Musa situation. Peng, why are you over him? He's not going to run into this space because Johnny's here, Pedro's here, Jose's here, Tucci's here. Like, you don't need help there. What you need is no one's here. So guess where he's going to go? Here. So be underneath him and force him. Because if you're underneath him, it forces him to check early. And guess who he's going to check into? Tucci. Instead, again, it's like he has too much space where, like, if you're underneath him, this inside throw is so hard because he's going to have less space. And then we're in a really good spot. I'm not going to lie. I understand. First point, you haven't played much, and it's like you get amped up and probably a little nervous. But, like, this mark is really bad. You're completely flat at the end zone. We're never flat at the end zone. Because in the open field, whenever someone runs to the sideline and catches it here or catches it here, it's like we can trap them on the sideline and they're in a really difficult spot to throw. But if they catch it here in the end zone, they don't have to throw it because the point is over. So we never flat mark. And you are hard flat marking here, and this throw is not that difficult, and it's a score. Again, this is like the type of thing that like just cannot happen. This is the thing that happened in the T-State game against Trinity, and what didn't happen here in this game. So it's just like, yeah. All right. We're just have no interest in centering at 2G. We're just gonna stare downfield. Okay, that's fine, I guess. This is a great throw. Willie beefs it. It happens to the best of us. You know, there's not much to say about it. It's a good throw, and I wish y'all threw it more often in the game, as I've mentioned multiple times already. Okay, this is the thing that they ran really often. This is the, y'all should know this play. L, J, or I guess it's actually L, or J, L. They didn't really get much off of it though. This is what I mean, where it's just like, it gives them a lot of motion to do stuff on like off of a dead disc or something. Nice recovery on the mark. See, like, I don't know what happens here really. Like, Tucci, y'all like don't know who has who, and like this fucking fraud just like gets it, but he doesn't do anything with it. Whenever you have the situation, one of my fucking biggest pet peeves. I know I'm just like ranting and I'm talking a lot, but it's like one of my biggest pet peeves is when someone has the disc here and they're just like, guys, I don't have a stall. It's fine. I'm just not gonna throw it, bro. That is the fucking worst thing you can do. Is wait for your person to come find you. The best thing you can do is get fucking rid of it and run. Please don't do that. Please don't just like, it's fine, guys. Because it just like, it killed all their momentum where they were in a really good spot and then they didn't get anything. Again, that throw is fine. I don't know what the fuck Stippy is doing here with this like high release bullshit. He ain't throwing that shit. It's fine. Again, like, dude, they're running truck vert and we're behind them. We're backing them from the front. Why? It's just like, it's just a free throw for no reason. I know they don't get that much off of it, but like, you can't just like let people do that forever. It's a really great mark. Notice how, like, see, Isaac never fully commits for this check because he trusts his mark to not let this throw go off. And by that, I mean this one. So he's expecting the check. He's not worried about this first part, where he just runs back. Which is correct. It's not his job. And whenever he checks, he's now, like, PJ is behind the throw. Whenever this happens, So Isaac just has to follow him and stay on top of him and just push him back. And then he can't throw it. And it's a great D. And you can see Ben is fucking hiding for it, as he should be. That's great handler defense, and it's a great mark. This one though, like, is there eye contact here? I don't know why you're throwing this. So my point was, like, you're playing, this is an O-line point. So it's like you need to trust that your team can score, because that is like, you have your best 6, 7 guys out there on offense. So it's like y'all should have faith that you can score. But this does not, this is like a D-line throw. It's like the one to other James earlier, where it's just like, I don't know if this is properly communicated to where, like, it's kind of close, but bro, like, just have some faith. I don't want, hammer should be thrown to someone that's like basically standing still and being poached, not trying to hit someone like in stride. I just don't like it. And someone else can disagree with me, but that's just how I feel as a coach. Okay. Okay, here. So again, this is an LJ look. You can see the J and the L, and Dash reads it again because this shit is so fucking obvious. So you can see how Dash is positioned. He's looking down the stack, which is great because he can see that this is happening. And anytime someone cuts like this from the 1, this is always going to happen. And what happened earlier when they ran the zipper, it's like PJ was like, I'm supposed to throw it deep. Like that's the look. And then he threw it to Sam, who was completely like covered by Soren. The same thing happens here. Is Nathan moves under and Dash completely leaves him because he sees the deep help, which means that PJ needs to hit this throw. That's the whole point of the LJ, is to create a mismatch on one of these spots. But his fucking college brain is on and he just boosts it. And then y'all let this shit happen. Like, bro, Dash, you're a fucking handler. You're handling for this line. Catch this. You literally choose not to catch it. Catch the fucking disc. This goes for everyone. I don't care if you're not a handler. Like, you have to catch this. Because shit like this happens. And this feels so fucking bad. Where, like, I cannot tell you how, like, I'm so fucking tilted on the sideline. And here comes the Tucci flame again. All right, so we're scrambling. What the fuck is this? I wish I could zoom in. Do you see yourself right now? What the fuck is this? When has this ever worked? I feel like we all watch film and we see some asshole do this shit, and we're just like, you're such a fucking idiot. And now that asshole is you. And guess what? This throw goes off, which it should never go off. And I understand Dash D's this, and this guy calls a bitch foul call. Because I'm sorry, Dash, like, yeah, this should not call it. It's some fucking, I'm going to stop saying bad things before, yeah. Anyway, but like, this should just never happen. Y'all are flicks, and you just fucking sell out completely with the wrong foot, even. If you do your left foot, you don't have to spin around. But because Tucci does his right foot, he has to completely spin around, which takes forever. And there's no hope of him ever getting a mark on here. It's like, this. Yes, this is a D, but like, this throw should never happen. And throws like this will not usually get D'd. And like, that feels so bad. That is like another small thing, just like fucking up your mark, where you just cannot allow it to happen. Do not go like highlight hunting the way that Tucci just did. Because I just want to say that throw from Nathan, even though he doesn't throw it great, is like always the correct option. Isaac throws it, I throw it all the time. Bro, what the fuck is happening? Okay. Y'all fucking piss me off. Okay, so now we go flick. Again, good defense from Isaac. You can tell he wants to dig, right? And Isaac is squeezing it off. That way he can't slip through. But this is a really great throw. And like, this is a good score. There's nothing really to say there. This is a great counter by Tucci. But what am I going to say next? What should Tucci do in this situation after he catches this? There's a pick. Is there a pick? There's not a pick. Okay. I don't know what this call it. Oh, you're telling him to push. All right, Tucci. What am I about to say? This ain't getting thrown. He's turning around. None of these people are moving. Where is your mark? Tucci? Oh yeah, he's right here. Are you throwing it here? No, you're fucking not. So what should you do? Give it to fucking Soren, please, man. Like, you're gonna do this the entire second half, and I just cannot take it. Like, you are not that much better than everyone else. No one on this team is that much better than anyone else that you don't ever, like, you should never not throw this. That goes for literally everyone. I'm sorry, TG, but, like, if you swapped you out with fucking, I don't know, Mac Hecht, the guy that just O-line handled his way to a national championship, bro, he's throwing this. You don't have the right to hold this. And still not throwing it. Oh, okay, now that you're being marked, let's look at Soren. Oh, yeah, okay. So we did the same thing that I talked about 5 seconds ago, but now we lost 5 yards in both this direction, sorry, this direction, and this direction. And now there's no obvious continue cut because he's in a bad spot. Where if we go back, dude, here to here to here to here, like, it's just the waterfall that y'all did in the very first O point. But you can't do it because you decide you want to be an asshole. And now look at this. Like, we're just in a shit spot. This is a great throw. This is a good throw. But y'all are not, like, generating any momentum, really. We're not throwing this to Colby. Again, okay, I understand why we're not throwing it to Colby, because y'all are both cutting at the same time into the same space. Why? Like, I don't understand. Are y'all invert or truck vert? Like, y'all, it's just like, where is the discipline? And, like, it's one thing if this is like fucking Pang and Wesley, but you both played club this past year successfully. You didn't play for Cart. Like, how does this happen, man? Sorry, I'm being super negative, but I don't really care. Let's pick. We're not throwing this to Willie. Why not? He's open. This guy's not paying attention. I understand, I guess James is open, so it's fine. And you just fuck up the throw, but at least it rolls, you know? This is a really bad offensive position, or possession, sorry. I'm really fucking 19 or what's 80 minutes into this, and we've covered 20 minutes of film. This is a great D by Soren. So, like, you can see, this is what I talk about by touching your guy. Soren's got a hand on him, which allows him to know that if he moves and he can look away from him, and he is just like, PJ is just like, you know, got the eyes with Royce. And this is just like the easiest poach of his life. Good score. Okay, they're in a 32 look again. They run this a lot because it's good. Swing. It's really good. See the way they just go back and forth. Like, this is not a D. I think this is just a drop. It's like, this is what I mean. Y'all just got really lucky. Also, this guy, I guess, just has bad hands. I feel like he dropped it a lot. And this is a great look. Playing with a little bit of fucking pace, where it's like, dude, Ian sees the D, and as soon as Tucci goes to pick it up, he just fucking takes off. Yes, this is what we want. Like, this is just simple offense. Again, this is the same situation. All right, so let's watch it, the good version. So the D happens. Tucci tells people to run. I still think you picked this up like a little late, but like, you know, the idea is here. It's a good throw. The same thing happens right here. Isaac, why don't you just go pick this up? Andrew is never picking this shit up, bro. He's never picked this up in his life. He will never pick it up because he refuses to learn or to like have that dog in him. He just wants to play defense. Bro, fucking sprint to the PJ is on the fucking ground here. How the fuck do we not score here? Giving it to Andrew. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's literally on his ass. Sprint to go pick immediately. Immediately. Sprint to go pick up the disc and just fucking throw it to him. Like, surely there is a world where we score here and we just don't. And I don't know if you've been watching the same film review that I have been watching for the past 80 minutes, but we're not very good at offense. So, like, you got to take those. Nice cut from Soren. This is where Soren throws the... This same throw as the dash throw earlier, where Sam also D'd it, where y'all are just throwing it too straight. So, what I'm talking about here... Easy score. Easy D. That hoe is straight as hell. And like, yes, you can argue that Dash can like attack it, but like he's already committed to his line to where like changing directions requires him to like slow down. So I'm not gonna blame Dash. What am I about to say? I know I'm not there and I can't hear y'all, but I hope one of you said this again. Where is he gonna go? He's always gonna go down. He can't run deep, and if he does, Soren will take him because we've done that over and over again really successfully. Why are we behind them? Dude, this stack is so far away. He has no choice but to run down. PJ does not have the arm to be flat marked and just fucking boost it to the end zone. You know what I mean? Like, this is not happening. And that's what this guy's cutting for. And that's what Moose is guarding. He has to go here. If you are at the one, you are underneath them. Always. Let's see. Okay, so Isaac calls a switch here, which I don't hate. But it is really difficult because Soren is preoccupied, and like if he gives up this cut, like it is just like a free under. So I don't like hate it. And it's a good throw. It's a nice attempt on the recovery. It's good offense. Nice mark. Not nice mark. I know you're tired, Andrew, but you gotta shuffle. And holy cooked. Okay, let's just watch Soren. This is not like really to like flame Soren, because like we all get hit with this sometimes. This is like the Kevin cut or the C cut, and by C I mean like C shaped. But yeah, you gotta like this is why we shuffle down and don't commit to the fill, because once he flips his hips and he's facing this way, this dude can just wrap around him and he can't body him anymore, and he gets ultra smoked by this fraud that dropped it like 8 times this game. But yeah, just watch the cut. This is a good cut. Y'all should all have this in your cutting bag in the end zone and otherwise. This one always feels so bad to get hit by. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Okay, this throw goes up. It's fine. Dash, I need you to push up. Or Dash, Isaac, I need you to push up like immediately. You should be threatening this like give go. So if you just take off like this, you can push up to here and then double back, and then Tucci can hit you here. Not that Tucci would, because he's gonna look downfield. Like Tucci, you don't have a mark right here. You need to be giving it back to Isaac, and Isaac should be upfield. But y'all don't do that. Also, you're really close to each other. It makes it really hard to get open. It's supposed to be 10 yards away. And yeah, we're forced into a hard throw because we're not set up properly. You can't really threaten the dig because you're so close. And, you know, like you could go 45. I would like to see a 45, honestly. What I would honestly like to see is this throw to Willie. But no, we're not going to look at our cutters unless they're downfield. We're just going to look at Isaac after way too late. And another bad offensive possession. Okay, this is a good defense. Again, look. So taps it in. He's looking at Royce. Royce dances a little bit, and Isaac plays a really good spot where, look, this throw is open. This like inside look, but he doesn't want to throw it. And again, Stippy is going to cut here, and this inside look is going to be open, but he doesn't want to throw it because that's not what they do. That's not what PJ does. So play good defense. Isaac turns his hips at the right time. This guy is open. Colby is not that close to him, but he doesn't want to throw it. So bailouts. Like, this is good defense. This is really good defense. And Tucci does a good job of like being here, even though this is a drop again. And we get lucky. Honestly, it's a really good bailout throw. Okay, I remember this sequence. Willie plays this shit perfectly. Okay, bro, like, look. Are you able to see him? Okay. So yeah, he's at the bottom, catches it, and as his guy goes to seal, like, realistically, this can get thrown, right? That's fine. Willie likes to play small ball, and you know, this is the best option if he can throw it. But he picks a different option instead, and he totally blows by his guy because the guy's sealing, so he has to go around, so this strike is free. And then before he can, this guy goes to set up flat because that's what college kids always do. They don't like set up the mark, and then Willie immediately gives it back to Tucci. I know, like, it doesn't get us that much yards, but this idea of just like forcing the defense to constantly just be switching what they're doing is so valuable because it just like wears you down and you can't keep up. I would be totally okay if Tucci just gave it back to him again, and then someone can come here, you know, and then we get a like breaks that continue thing going on. But Tucci sees James. Oh, oops. And this is fine, but I would argue that it's worse than hitting Willie because I understand he gains more yards, but now we are trapped very close to the sideline and the wrong sideline. This is what I mean by like cuts, just not like, I say this is a good cut. If it's yours to take, it's pretty much Soren's to take, and whenever you go here, it means that Soren can't threaten this. He can only go deep because you're taking this space away from him. So this is why you shouldn't cut if we're cutting from the back. If we're cutting from the front, yeah, it's definitely your cut, and Soren just needs to run deep. But also, you just like don't fully commit to it. I'm pretty sure you're faster than this. It's like, I don't know if this is full speed. Also the mark is flat, but it's like once you decide you're not going to cut, you need to get back to the middle like immediately, not like this like slow jog. Okay, so James does the right thing. He's into a flat mark, so he swings. Yeah, okay. And like this is a good throw, Tucci. But you don't need to throw this. Because Isaac could have gotten hit over here instead if this guy had the disc. Even Soren, like, chill out, bro. There's no space for you to go. I would like to see this deep shot to James, I think. He is open as fuck. I assume you can throw this. I know it was like a little windy, but like, is it that windy? But we don't throw it. And you can tell, like, bro, Willow doesn't even respect this shit. Like, he's like, yeah, he's like kind of looking, he's like kind of running. Nice cut, Willie. See, instant bump. Okay, this is the type of thing that I'm okay with because, like, this is the right throw. It just gets caught by the wind. And, like, okay, that's fine. Like, obviously it's not good, but, like, it's the right decision. Okay, so we play D. It's good D by Soren. Yeah, actually just eats his fucking lunch. Like, that's great physical defense. Also, this pop-off by Ping is really cute. Okay, Tucci, you got no mark. Pick up the disc and give it to someone. Okay, we can wait until they mark. That's really, really respectful of you. Okay, Tucci, what are we supposed to do here? They're forcing this way. That lane isn't very big, but your mark isn't there. I wonder where you're supposed to throw it. Over here. Throw it to Isaac, please. And like, you're gonna be like, oh, but Colby's so open. Yeah, because they have a like defensive breakdown and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, this doesn't count. And I'm talking about, like, fundamentally, the correct answer is always this. And like, I don't know where the fuck Stippy is going, and you fuck it up anyway, which is fine. Like, you can see the wind pops it. Like, I don't fucking care. But it's more just about decision making, where it's just like, dude, this shit kills me. All right, they throw an inside for the first time. See, like, again, this is what I mean by, like, if you're gonna run this like truck vert or cut from the front, it's like, dude, this guy's open. Tucci bites really hard. He's completely committed to running this way. And then this guy, Nathan, goes this way. And it's like, this throw is super easy, or this throw. But they just don't want to throw it. And that's what makes defense so... Why y'all's defense looks so good is because they're just like too afraid to throw anything. Yeah, that's definitely a foul on Nathan Tucci. He just like... You don't just get like trucked like that, and it's just like not a foul. Yeah, I'll talk about it forever, of course. See, that's a great throw, but like you can see the hesitancy and like it's super open. And this is the case where Soren bites too hard on the around. So right now he's in good position. But when he goes here, what I'd like to see is just Soren turn his... So at first he's like here, right? What I'd rather see is he just like doesn't really move much and he just turns like this. That way he's... If he goes here, he can follow him. And if he goes here, he can follow him. But instead he goes this way. And then PJ just runs away from him. And it's really hard to catch up. Because you can see this throw isn't perfect. You know, it's pretty good. But like if Soren was really tight on him, it's D. Okay. Anyone? So like Isaac is disc watching, Willie is disc watching, which is fine. Not complaining about that. But anytime you see a handler do this shit, watch. He points. And then he points again. He is just like desperately trying to rip it. To where what am I doing? I'm really like pointing that he's gonna huck it deep. Like, it's just like the obvious sign of like handler is pissed off. Please, someone just run deep and I'm gonna rip it to you. It's just like a game knowledge thing where it's like, he drops it because they're bad. I don't maybe Cole BD'd it, but it's just like, it's really easy to be ready for this if you are paying attention. Tucci takes his sweet time as per usual. This is fine. Like, see, this is like stall 1 that Isaac just runs. That's fine. That is not what y'all have been doing throughout this. Okay, this is the stall call. It's like, Tucci, you're so close to him, man. You're so close. It means you can't dig. There's no space. And like, this is the type of shit that I like hate to see. This is something that you do dash where you kind of dance. This like double move is really hard. And then it ends up like getting caught, but it's a stall. I do think it was kind of fast. I counted earlier. It was like 7 or 8 seconds. So it is fast, but it's not that surprising when you're in like an intense game. People are always going to count faster. I do think it's funny that there's just like this huddle behind me. Also, just a heads up for new players, don't talk when you're on the sideline. I shouldn't be talking here, but then once I said something, Royce was like, I want to hear your opinion, so that's why I'm talking, but typically you should just shut the fuck up. And like, I know it's hard, but technically doing something I'm not supposed to do. Okay, so it's contested. There's not really much look here other than this, and ball don't lie. So, good effort from Soren to run deep there. Okay, see, I really like, so this mark is a little too aggressive, in my opinion, where he's really fly here when, you know, y'all should be around. But Isaac does a good job of following him. Where, see, he looks over just for a second, and then Isaac goes all the way around. And then y'all play good defense, and they throw an inside, and it's shit because they don't know how to do it. This is why we hold marks. Because even though Tucci is not playing defense on his guy, and he doesn't trust Willie for whatever reason, take away the upline. They're just not skilled enough to be able to throw this. And you can see he's just fucking tilted. Okay. This is a good throw. This is a good move. This has got to get hit. It doesn't. See, he commits. He commits to the foreside with his mark. Bro, Royce is not poaching this. You can throw this right now. Right now. And Colby is going to catch it. I promise you. And then, you know what that sets up? Is Colby catches it here. Tucci runs up here. We get a bump. It's just like y'all are missing the like the connecting pieces of your offense where you just like you get like these, you know, nice throws. Like this throw from Tucci is nice. And it puts us in a nice spot. And it creates this advantage where this guy makes up a mark, but y'all don't take advantage of those things. And like it doesn't happen. So then we go into a strike again. We don't like want to be striking. I saw this like front row seats. I'm pretty sure Tucci, this is not a foul. Because he doesn't like bid into you really. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I think at like the highest level, this is not getting called. I think it's a really good D. And I know there's a lot of contact, and it's really hard to call this, but I think like observer ruling is probably going to be like not a foul. It's okay though. But yeah, wrap this shit up, bro. You can see me. No contest, no contest, no contest, no contest. Like, bro. And then someone like 5 seconds later is like, what's the call? Like, bro, fucking use your hand signals and shit. We're like, I already said what the call is, and we're still. I'm still saying no contest. Okay. This is a good look from Tucci, where James pulls 2. Willie realizes and peels. This is fine. It's crazy how our cutters do the right thing, but our handlers don't. Oh. We're not gonna try and throw this. I know no one's there, but like we don't even attempt. Like no wonder Isaac strikes, because you haven't looked to that side of the field the whole game. Okay, this is a fault on Isaac though. So once you cut here, bro, don't come back. Like you have to just run into your defender. He has position on you. Fucking trust your teammates. Like, bro, it's Soren at the 1. We should trust Soren. You know, he played for a good team, got a lot of play time. He knows how to check mark. But we don't. And then when Soren goes to check, he can't because someone's in the way and it's a bailout. And like this shit happens so much. Just do your fucking job. Like and not more than you need to. Because I think it's not just y'all that struggled with this, it's with Trinity also, where it's like as the game got harder and harder and longer, it's like PJ was playing every point. And the thing that y'all have, or Trinity has over y'all, is chemistry. But he just stopped trusting his teammates, and he was just like, you know, getting eaten up by every matchup because he's tired. But like he was trying to do too much, and that's a big reason why they lost, I think. Okay, it's another bailout throw. We don't really like... Soren plays really great defense here. And we don't really help him at all. It's just... Oh god, Soren. Oh god. Attack the disc. Like, you have position, and you're like, oh, I already got the D. Like, you know... you know, it's free. Like, it's short, I have position, and you just, like, walk up to it, and just go to swat with one hand, and then you get fucking highlight reeled on. And that feels really bad. Honestly, it's a sick fucking play, and we'll watch it again because it's awesome. But God doesn't make me want to kill myself. But good recovery. Willie, honestly, here, it's like Isaac's gonna pick up this person. We want to pick up the person with the disc last, so it'd be better to take this guy instead of putting a mark on. Because what happens is you put a mark on and then he just gives it to him, and it's like, yeah, then we're... I mean, like the same thing happens, but it's more dangerous this way. Nice poach from Isaac. Nice give and go. Nice roll. That's what I mean. Y'all played really good defense. Except for this guy. That's not good defense. And I understand you're tired. And you came up to me and apologized. And I understand you're tired. It's like, holy fuck, this guy's a fraud. He dropped it so many times. Okay, I want to get on to a different topic real quick. I know I'm talking so much. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't think it would take this long, but y'all do have 2 hours in that room, and I'm going to use up all 2 hours. But Tucci, I understand your mindset of like, they're more tired than us. I don't want to call a timeout. Bro, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm tired of hearing that shit. Call the timeouts. It's not about how tired you are. It's about giving your offense is the easy part. And whenever you go long into points, you just get stressed that like, oh fuck, we're gonna get broken. We're gonna get broken. Like, dude, just call the timeout, drink some fucking water, take a deep breath, and go out there and fucking score. Like, stop with this shit. Call the timeout. There's a reason everyone calls them. Okay, so you get a nice throw. A good cut from Willie, straight across. This one to Wesley should get thrown, but he's looking reset already. James, you need to activate here where he's kind of like looking at you. See, like, I'm pretty sure Willie's looking at James here. And like, this is a, you know, Wesley's gonna keep going and this guy's gonna follow him. So like, this is a free strike. Your guy's not in position, so. You know, I know you're a cutter and you want to get back to the stack, but you should do what is best. Because that's a free strike, and then we get in this like really rough spot. Yeah. It's a good throw. Okay. I'm gonna pause it real quick. Someone explain why this throw from Colby is not as good as it should be. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you. Why do we throw it and catch it here, man? Like, Tucci is fucking open. The point of the wheel, or the booty cut, is so that you can catch it over here, and then you can throw this throw. Instead, like, look at this shit, man. Like, y'all know better. You throw it so early to where now, look at where Tucci, okay, look at this. Bro, when Tucci catches this, he has a fucking cup zone on him. He can't throw it anywhere. If he caught it here, and this guy doesn't roll, this is the freest throw to James from any direction. It can be to Willie, it can be to Isaac, it doesn't matter. PJ is so far away from him. But now, because of the way you've thrown it, and the fact that you feel the need to go this way, which is fine, like, I don't really care which way you go. You can go either. This is probably better, but it doesn't really matter. Because someone should be filling, and Tucci should be throwing this, but he doesn't know that breakside exists this game, so it's not going to happen anyway. But, like, come on, y'all. This is so bad. This is so easy to fix, and it is such a bad thing to do, where it's like, it'd be so easy to give it to him in this space that I'm circling right now. Like, hold on to the throw just for a half a second and lead him out here. You didn't need to throw this. And now we're in a bad spot again, where, like, yeah, sure, we get a reset, and then Tucci can get it back again. But in this case, throw it to fucking Colby. Like, this is what I talked about, where, like, when you go for a dig, you should be giving it back to the person that gave it to you, so that they can catch it here. And then Colby can do this. But we don't. Look downfield. And we throw it into a double cut. Because Soren cuts from the middle of the stack, and Isaac cuts from the one at the same time. Because we don't trust each other to do the right thing. And then it's turn. Like, I don't know what to say, y'all. Okay, there's a nice throw. That guy finally catches it. See, look, he catches it on break side. Why can't we do that? And that one was like way tighter. Way to recover on the mark, Willie. Isaac is doing the Musa thing where he stands behind the one for some reason. Especially, dude, if you do this on a fucking handler, oh my god, kill me. Okay, good defense, good defense. Isaac bites too much, gets highlight reeled on. And it's like, I don't understand why this happens. It's like, we've been doing so good about this. Do you trust your mark? And you don't, and then you get smoked. Okay. Again, this is just like Isaac being really tired and not wanting to play the game anymore. If only we had called timeout, maybe he would be a little less dead. And Soren gets cooked at the front cone again. Which, you know, Will's pretty good, so I don't really care. But, and, you know, there's lots that's going wrong here, so. I mean, honestly, he kind of styles on you. He could have just scored in the first cut. He's open right now. But then he makes it harder. Holy cook. Yeah. Okay. I just want to point this out real quick. Yeah, me too, bro. Me too. Okay. X points. Half field. There's a great cut from Willie. Nice little jab step. Easy break side throw. Would have liked you to throw the continue to Ian here. Like, you definitely have time to throw this. Doop. Like, anyone? Any of these is fine. But we don't. I understand, Willie, you're not like a thrower, but like, come on. You can throw that. Nice bump. But again, like, if Tucci, if you were like in better position, right, when he catches it, like you push up immediately, then he can just swing strike with you. You know? You can go for this one, which is what you do, but this into this is also possible because this guy is so far away. Not throwing this. Again, this is like a little bit of overcutting where it's like, okay, James is open, Dash is open. We don't throw it to either of them, but they are both cutting at the same time, which makes it harder. But like, I'm fucking throwing that, brother. Y'all can figure it out. Like, y'all are both so open. It's a nice throw and cut. And yeah, it is a good strike, but it's a better continue by Dash, honestly. So Dash starts his cuts, and then I don't know if he actually sees, but it times up really well where he stutters at the time that Tucci's about to catch it. So when he goes off again, Tucci's, see, it's like, bro, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like this throw, the one that I'm wanting you to throw here. What the fuck? Why is it there? That throw is the same as this throw, man. Like you're throwing it within like a step. It's just like you can throw this. Why not? Oh, sorry. Okay, there's a different set play that y'all haven't seen yet. So this is a 32 play where goes deep, and it creates this empty space here for this guy to run into. Used it a couple times on mode. It wasn't like super useful most of the time, but it works here. Oh, sorry. So like Sam takes off deep, this guy takes off deep, and this guy just runs across. It's pretty good. This is why you should just throw what is open, because this is why dancing is bad, because this throw is open and he makes this move to go back for this, but then he changes direction again, and then yeah, the guy throws it, and like I don't blame this dude because Royce is open. He should throw it, and then Royce fucks it up. Like, bro, look at this fucking cut, man. I'm being mean, but like, y'all are all literally right on top of each other. This is not how a stack should look. Again, this is a stack of veterans where that fucking rookie line makes y'all look so bad. But then this cut is terrible. Where, yeah, you can't really go anywhere. But like, dude, you're fucking open now. Run deep. You have so much space. Just change directions. But then you just like, I'll go back in the stack. Like, why? And then Ian cuts from the 2 for some reason. And then, yeah, it's just a fucking mess, man. And then we get into this shitty situation. Where it's like, yeah, that's nice. It's nice. And let's look downfield, even though we're at the end zone forever. And like, y'all obviously can't hear in the recording, but I'm over here and I'm just fucking screaming, Phil. Can we see that this space is empty? Like, oh my god, bro. Yeah. I understand that, like, this is Musa's cut. He should take this. But Andrew, like, bro, if you see this shit and bro is not going, you gotta go. You know what I mean? Because nobody goes. And we gotta bail out for like the 8th time this game. Bro, little Andrew hyping himself up. So cute. And they throw a bailout throw again. Because bro doesn't look resets. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's not just y'all. They play bad too. Okay, what I'm going to say here. Bro, he literally caught it right here. Just fucking catch the D. Like, it almost gets caught again because y'all keep fucking smacking it. Just catch the thing. Okay, cut is late again. I like that cut though. Anytime that someone's just like giving you space, you should just, yeah, take it. That's fine. No continue cut though, because someone's already in the lane. It's a nice cut from Musa. And low-key, y'all's offense is so bad that I don't mind this throw. I mean, James literally just drops it. So, it is what it is. He trucks him for some reason. It's a good fill. It's a nice contest. And then they beef it again. Nice fill from Soren. Tucci actually gets into position early this time. It's a great throw. And this is a great cut. To like, look at how Andrew like kind of reads the play. And then, yeah, he takes a really aggressive line to the end zone. It's a great throw. It's a great cut. And this is when the game ended, basically. And I'm going to stop here for right now, and I'll finish the rest in a little bit. Okay, took a little break. And we're going to finish this up. I know the last one was super long, and y'all are probably not going to watch it all anyway, but I'll do the rest just in case. Where we left off is where Andrew gets the game-winning score, basically. Big spike. Okay. Okay. So this is the Dominator point, right? So Dominator, for those that don't know, is basically where, you make the game a 3v3. So you tell your shitters to get out of the way, which in this case is these people, and you put your 3 best players, or the 3 best throwers, into this mini setup, basically, where they run this triangle. You can see, make a triangle. And they just play amongst themselves, and these people stay out of the way. The counter to this is that you can't go flat, because if you go flat, they'll just throw this out over and over again, and they'll swing to the middle, and they'll throw out to the sides again. And you just basically, like, even though we want to go flat on PJ, typically, Andrew needs to go flick, because there's no deep threat here. They're not going to even look at these people. So Tucci does the right thing, though. He recognizes that it's Dominator, and he just fucking leaves his guy. And he just gets in the way. And this dude is like, what do I do? Do I help them? Or do I do what I'm supposed to do? Or do I do what I'm told? And he eventually figures it out that he just has to help. And it becomes a 4v4. Because Josh... you can see Josh is fucking screaming at him. It's really funny. Josh is still yelling at him, and eventually he runs back in, and now, yeah, you're in this 5v4 setup where Isaac also realizes that it's a Dominator, and now we have these 2 people. I actually really like this setup. You have to be really confident that you know it's Dominator, but realistically we should have just Dash stand here and James stand here, and they can just kind of bracket the D space and play 2v3 while all this crazy shit goes down. Here we're flick. See, this is the bad part. You can't do this in. I know we're supposed to be flat early on, but it's when you see the Dominator, you have to switch out of this, and you gotta go flick. Because like this throw can't go off. Yeah. And then we get blessed because this guy forgets that he's allowed to move his feet when he gets thrown to, and he stands still and falls over instead of catching it. So really lucky. Again. But I actually, don't mind that defensive point. It's a good recognition from Isaac and honestly from all of y'all. Y'all do good, except for the flat marking. Okay. I know I'm just picking on Musa so much, but don't cut like this. Like, just make up your mind. It's just like, I don't know, it's not very believable. The way you can make this better is by coming out into the lane and then doing this. or coming out, doing this, or whatever, you know, whatever. Just don't do this, because it's really hard for you to commit full speed when you're gonna generate a pick all the time. Because yeah, this guy just, he doesn't fucking care. It's a good cut by James. Tucci doesn't throw it, of course, because like James, Tucci, this shit's got to get thrown, man. Like, he is so much faster than Stippy, and you know that. But I guess you're looking at Isaac. But yeah, and yeah, then you end up in the same space again. And what do you know? Then we can't reset properly, so we don't throw the around, and you have to throw a bailout to Musa, and it's terrible again. Yeah. Okay, play defense again. This is a great throw. And good defense by Andrew. He's in the right spot the whole time. Musa's just got to move his feet. But it is a really great throw. So, really like, I know I'm just like, it's been 2 hours of glazing Andrew. But notice how he sees Tucci is here, and he just like immediately doesn't even try and stay, and he just goes and finds someone. And he immediately picks someone up and takes away the fill. It's really nice. And that's a nice catch. Yeah, I mean, this is like a nice throw. You move on from that. I will say though, I think Dasher, yeah, you're kind of positioned weirdly here, where I don't know what this takes away. You're not taking away the under, which I understand he's near the back, but there's not that much space left. And you're on the wrong side. You should be here, you know, or at least here. I don't know. It's not good. Because yeah, you're just so out of position, which I understand, like this throw you don't really expect to happen, but you gotta, this is why we want to touch our guy a little bit. It's like if you were here and you're touching him, you can look over your shoulder and see this space, and one, if this throw goes off, you're in position to take this away. But if this throw goes off and like this guy caught it over here instead, if you're touching him and looking, you can see that you should rotate over to this side. Okay, that's the end of the drone footage, but luckily for y'all, I already have the other one pulled up.
I say a head spike.
I'm gonna mute that again. Skip all of this. We don't care. Okay, so I have just watched y'all play offense for the entire second half and been disappointed the whole time. So I asked y'all to do something different, and I asked y'all to run 32. And then after I walk away, y'all decide to not run 32. Do not do that, please. Just tell me to my face that you don't want to run 32. Because when I see y'all run Dominator here, because that's what this setup is, you can already see the cutters are off the screen, and it's just these three. It's going to be a Dominator. Y'all don't run host stack, so there's no like illusion. And I'm sorry, but Soren, you're not that guy. You're not a Dominator player, at least not yet. I think your throwing has gotten much better, but like I would never put you here. And I have never seen y'all run this as the three of you. Dominator is like very handler synergy specific, where there's a reason why we ran it a lot on mode this year is because me, Axel, and PJ played with each other every practice for 2 hours. So it's like, we know what we want. Y'all don't know what you want exactly, and that goes a long way. So y'all run this Dominator, specifically doing it the point after they run Dominator. It's like you're not going to get any surprise factor here, so I just don't really like the decision also timing wise. But it's like y'all don't know how to run this properly. Like, you can tell immediately a Dominator look is a triangle. We talked about it in the other one. Whenever they set up, they looked like this. What do y'all look like? That's not a triangle. That's a straight line. This is never going to go anywhere. The way you get around this is if he's going to catch the pole and we're going to send her to him, Isaac, you got to be up here. That way you can threaten this cut or this cut. Instead, you're literally walking. So it's not going to work. And are we in a triangle here? Nope. Oh, now we're in a triangle. Kind of. So this is a good throw. But we're not in a triangle. Because Isaac doesn't push up until he sees that it's caught. And oh, now we're in a triangle. But it's like 4 seconds in the stall. And we force the harder throw. Because if you knew how to run a Dominator, you would know that this person strikes. And because they know it's Dominator, they're always freaking out that they're going to get thrown to. So what happens is, as he strikes, Royce is going to look over this shoulder. Like, he's going to look over his left shoulder. And what happens is, he strikes, Soren fills, you hit the fill, and then as Royce looks over his left shoulder, Isaac is going to come across. He's going to 7, like this. So it looks like this, into this throw. Is that what y'all do? Nope. Y'all turn it over on an offense that you decided to call. And it didn't work. It's fine to run Dominator, but run it at practice first. Because it's not a good Dominator. Okay, Colby hits his head. But he's a big boy, so he keeps playing. And like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything about this. We can't see it on footage, but it's like Soren just like misreads it. It's just how it goes. Basically, this happened like 8 times in the T-State game, and it happens this 1 time in this game. That's totally okay. Also, this is when he runs up and spikes it on me, and it's awesome. Look how silly he looks running like 50 yards. It's so stupid. Okay. But yeah, it's like y'all won the game when you got that Andrew break, and now it's like potentially losable. Not really, but you know, it's closer than it needs to be because y'all fucked it up again. Okay. It's OP. Okay, see, this is why we use the drone footage, in case you were wondering. Again, this could probably get thrown like a little later, so he catches it out here, and he can throw this. Instead, he can't. Okay, this happens, you just throw this. There's no choice. There is no decision making here. You're not sneaking it through here. We're just giving it to Tucci. If you ever run a sag and this dude, I mean, Tucci, you could just back up even farther. But it's like, anytime you just let this dude upfield, you just give it to him. It's 3 yards. That's what we do, so it's good. Okay, their backhands. Nice throw down the line. It's a great cut. See how he, again, this is like Isaac doing the flick thing or like the hand fake. You can see he's holding out his arm here to signal that, hey, I want the around, when Isaac knows that the around is not coming because Royce is here, because Tucci is being a little bitch boy and isn't leaving. He's somewhere off screen. But it works. And Willie, knowing that Tucci will never leave the backfield, does the smart thing and clears out the long way because he can't go this way because Tucci's here. So good job, Willie. Let's look at the end zone. Again, we're double cutting. James gets cut off by Colby. It's a wasted opportunity. James is really open here, but I understand, again, it's one of those things where it's like, if you see someone looking at the handler, you kind of just have to chill. You all need to have a little more discipline. And yeah, Tucci fucking styles on this guy. But yeah. Also, like, I understand that, like, this is a highlight because fucking Tucci, look at this separation is crazy. But like you're really lucky that Will is too locked in because he can literally just stand here and then you can't score. But he doesn't. He leaves. And then he can tell that he's fucking tilted about it right afterwards. Some kind of call. Swing. Again, remember what I mentioned earlier when PJ pointed? Like, see how he points? He's gonna huck it. Who is he hucking to? No one knows. Look, that guy's kind of fast. He kind of runs like Soren. Look at the way he like bobs his head. Anyway. Nice cut. You can see it's a good cut. Soren takes like 2 steps this way, pulls PJ this way, and then he just comes back. It's nice. I honestly really like this look. I just don't think Andrew really expects it. Also, like, Musa is just chilling, doing fucking nothing. He should be running this way to get out of the way. That way, Andrew... Because if he runs this way, this guy's going to turn and run with him, and then Andrew has a free lane. I actually really like this throw from Soren, though. Okay, there's a call, blah, 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 blah. Okay, just getting... Nice bump. Nice counter with the little 7. Okay, another move again. So it's like he bites really hard in this fake. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of things that like has to happen. Y'all don't like look how much time it takes for him to get on the mark. It takes so long, and we don't get like there's no advantage. Like this is just like Ian getting open. You know, there's no it's not due to that fake or anything. It's a nice throw. Is the blade right? I love this throw. It's a great look. Yeah, it's just like this is the same one that Isaac or Dash threw to Soren earlier in the game, but except he threw a backhand down the line. Here he's just on the opposite side. It's really nice. And it's just like one of those things where it's just a vision check. If you can see it, then it goes great. Also, nice celly. Oh, so cute. Little dash pop off. So cute. God, PJ looks so fucking tired. God, Andrew is so cute. Damn! What the hell? Yeah, don't let that fraud travel. Yeah. Hell yeah. Tucci, what the fuck are you doing? Is this clean? I'm not sure. It looks like it could be clean. But I'm gonna skip through here. Tucci forgot that he didn't actually have the disc in his hands. Okay. Nice cut. See, this is just like... Okay, Andrew's not a great thrower, but like his communication here is really good. So he runs onto it, and he's immediately locking eyes with Isaac. And realistically, like, I would like this throw to get thrown, if you can, like into this space. But he doesn't. But he stays with the people the whole time. It's really good. And then he catches PJ slipping. This is why we angle our hips like this and not over the top, because you can get beat to the front cone like this. It's like PJ's close to him, you know, but he's on the wrong side, so he gets smoked, even though he lays out. Big spike. Okay, I think this is when the game was over. Pretty much, yeah, like I already knew it was over. So this has been called the freshman line. You can watch it real quick. Yeah. Oh, look at the freshman line. Wait, did he just hit this? Bro, I should have benched you for that. All right, let's see how y'all do. Okay, good start. Good mark. Big huck. Okay, I know this point is not very long. There's not that much to gain from it, but we can talk about what Pedro's doing here. So he boosts it, and look at how Pedro's playing defense here. He's just like looking at the disc. So it's much easier to just like attach yourself to the guy that you're guarding. Play the body is typically how I would describe it. And then once you're like on his hip, then you can look up for the disc. Because yeah, like you don't end up really getting to play defense because you're just reading it and you end up reading it wrong. Where it's like if you attach yourself to him and you're just standing here, right? It's like if he reads it wrong and it goes over both your heads, it doesn't matter. And if he reads it correctly and he does his job or your job for you, well then you're in great position because you're inside. So it's okay. And yeah, and then the game's over. So I know this was super long. Hopefully y'all, I mean, if y'all watch it, I appreciate it. And I know this is like, I don't know, this is just like a game with a lot of metagame in it, in that like you have matchups, you know your matchups, you know what strategies they want, so there's a lot to like learn and see how you apply those things. And that's why this took so long. It's because both teams make the same mistakes over and over again. And I think a lot of them are just like core fundamental offensive abilities where, you know, I think y'all had a great defensive game, and y'all should be really proud of that because a lot of that comes from smart switching and just playing with fucking intensity the whole time, even though, you know, there's only a couple of y'all playing the whole game. And that's awesome. And y'all can do that every day. It doesn't need to be just for the tourney show game. That can be for every tournament game. It can be for every practice. If that's what y'all, you know, that's how y'all get better, is you play like this all the time. And y'all talk to each other on the sideline like y'all did this game. You know, it doesn't have to be for the showdown specifically. That's how you create like a great team culture and a winning environment. But yeah, I really think the key takeaways is like, hopefully this really shows you that me and Ben kind of know what we're talking about in a little bit, and that like the mark was such a huge issue in the previous game, and then y'all fixed it for this game almost always. And like you can so easily see the difference in how uncomfortable they are, and how important matchups are too. Where Sam was just like such a huge factor in the first game, and PJ, and then they were just like such non-factors in this game. So key takeaways though: offense has got to get worked on. Cutting is rough. Handler movement is rough. Decision making is rough. I think y'all need to kind of rethink what offense y'all want to run. And it's okay to stick with normal verts, but you've got to be okay to hucking it a little bit more, or at least generating more side-to-side movement, because y'all were just playing down the skinny lane the whole game, and it's just like, it's going to be really hard to play like that against better teams, where y'all kind of got away with it here because they were doing the same thing a lot of times, but that won't always be the case. So other than that, really proud of y'all. I know I was really negative this game, or like this film review, but y'all played really well, I think, overall. And I loved to see y'all on the sideline screaming. They're like really, I know that's like Ben's kind of side of the coaching thing, but it really like warms my heart because we were such a quiet team whenever I captained, and we were kind of a quiet team the year after because we just had low numbers, and to just hear y'all scream the whole game, it makes me really happy. Not to get all like sappy, but to those of y'all that didn't play, I'm sorry, but Trinity ran like 8 people the whole game, and I didn't really have much of a choice but to play our best players. And that won't be the case going forward. At future tournaments, like, you're all going to see play, and even at like sectionals and regionals when it's the end of the season, it's like y'all are all going to still see play until it gets to like that final game that you have to win, and then it'll be similar to this. But that's a long ways away. Y'all got a lot of time to grow and develop, and I hope you can see like how obvious it is to how much talent y'all have on this team and how much of a bright future y'all can have if you keep putting the work in. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the film review. I will see y'all next week. And yeah, thanks for watching.